Welcome to the show radio. And now, here is your host, Andrew Alliance.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the show radio. This is episode 239 of the show radio. I'm your host, Andrew. I am the host and editor-in-chief of the show radio. Why am I laughing? You can find us at theshowradio.info. So definitely excited to be here once again. If you're listening to this show for the first time, if you are here for the first time, I welcome you personally. It's the only way I know how to welcome people, right? Whether you're listening from east, west, north, south, I'm just excited that you're here, right? Got a lot to cover in this particular episode 239. But even before I get to what I need to cover for episode 239, I definitely want to say, definitely check out episode 238 of the show radio. If you're here for the first time, just go back one, listen to 238, one of my closest, maybe I'm fanatical at this point about this individual, Amy Rivard. She is a superstar, former Celtic woman, former river dancer, singer, songwriter. She's award winning, all that, right? She's pretty awesome. If you definitely want to check that out, which you should, just check it out. Episode 238, you can find it at theshowradio.info/238. Yeah, I think that's simple enough. I try to be everywhere you are. As I'm thinking about this right now, I definitely want to mention it to you and know your radio is not, set to faster speed. Sometimes I just get into this mode where I talk really fast and I don't know why. It's just that kind of a thing. But I know you can actually slow it down and just listen to what I'm saying very clearly, and definitely check that out, episode 238. But here's the thing. I try to be where you are. I really want to be there, wherever that is, whether it's TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Overcast, wherever you are right now, and even areas where you are and I'm not. And I desire to be, I make motions to be in those areas. If there's an opportunity to do that, whether I need to build a relationship to do that or whatever the case might be, I really want to be in those areas wherever you are. Okay, whether that's the iTunes, whether that's Stitcher, iHeart, TuneIn, Overcast. And now, as of recent, there's not necessarily an announcement or anything like that, but maybe it is, YouTube. So what I'm going to start doing is I want to take the episodes of the show radio as of 238, and I'm going to take that episode, I'm going to put it on YouTube. It's going to be an audio podcast on YouTube. It's not a podcast on YouTube. It's going to be the audio from this episode, whatever it is, and it's going to be on YouTube with a thumbnail. Maybe it'll have, a nice picture or something like that. Going to have all the links to whatever I'm doing, theshowradio.info or whatever, links of subscriptions to whether iTunes, Stitcher, whatever, TuneIn, wherever you're at. So if you want to listen to, if you're the individual who goes on YouTube to listen to audio shows, for whatever reason you do that, that's fantastic. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take episode 239, which is where we're at now. I'm going to put that on YouTube. Okay, so this episode here, right, is going on YouTube. 238 is already on YouTube right now. The way to access that, a very simple link, theshowradio.info/YT238. So the audio is going to be 238, and the video audio, if you will, is going to be YT238. So that's up now. So this particular episode is most likely going to be 239 for the audio and YT239 for it being on YouTube. So that's what we're going to test that out. I don't know if you call it split testing or whatever you want to call it. I definitely want to check that out to see how it's going to work out. Hopefully it's going to work out pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing the response on that. If you check it out on YouTube, definitely like, subscribe, leave a comment or comment back. You hate the show, you love the show, it's so, you don't care. Whatever it is, it'd be great to hear from you. Now I'm extending that YouTube thing out, whatever. Let me know how you feel about it. So also, but I've done shows on YouTube. I've done interviews on YouTube. I've done Google Plus, stuff like that. And Google Plus is still something that people are still trying to figure out. I noticed that, right? So I still want to have the content be indexed in other areas. And my screen is going black. I don't know why, but I still want to have that content indexed in other areas. Definitely, Google and whatever that algorithm is for Google, I don't know. But I definitely want to be there So when you check out the show, you'll be like, oh, wow, this episode is pretty dope. Well, let me see if there's a link on iTunes. And there is. It's theshowradio.info/iTunes. And why am I going into this so much right now? This particular episode, 239. I am because 5 years in, right, I still have individuals ask me, hey, do you have an RSS feed for your show? Or do you have an iTunes link for your show? And I would think at this point, you know, it's something that is pretty obvious that I have, right? But I mean, maybe it's not obvious to everybody. So I don't want to assume how people access information, right? I don't want to assume because I don't know. So I still say, yeah, I do. Here it is. This is what it is or whatever. You know, definitely check that out. You know, leave me some information in terms of, you know, your feedback. If you do it on iTunes, rating and review is always good, right? If you do it on Stitcher, you know, thumbs up, whatever, that's always good. If you do it on YouTube now, you know, thumbs up, some comments or whatever, that's always good. So I noticed that there's still individuals who have preferences on certain things, and because they have preferences on certain things, you know, they gravitate to that. So I want to make that available to you, you know, whatever that resource is. If this resource is valuable to you in any way, shape, or form, right, please, you know, leave like an iTunes review. You know, I definitely appreciate that because I don't hear much from my audience, you guys, you gals, children of all ages, right? I don't hear much from you guys. I'm assuming the reason I don't, and maybe this is a bad assumption, but I'm assuming the reason I do not hear from you is because you like what you hear and there's no need to do anything about it, right? Because I see numbers go up, the numbers are going up, so you must like what you hear, right? But my thing is, if you set it in stone, you like it, you subscribe, and you leave a comment on iTunes with the 5-star, that does me better than you say, yo, the last episode you did, my man, that's pretty good. Now, that makes me feel good, right? But it doesn't make the person who's looking for this type of show feel good because they can't reach it because you're not necessarily leaving that iTunes stuff, that Google juice. Well, I don't know why I said Google juice. I was thinking Beetlejuice. I don't know why I said Google juice. But that fire that pushes this thing forward, right? That coal that makes it awesome for the individuals on iTunes. Why did I say Google juice? That was weird. I don't know. But anyway, welcome to this episode, East, West, North, South, wherever you're listening from. I really do appreciate it. I definitely want to go into the sponsors before I go into this episode, which I'm already in the episode already, right? Sponsors include ProXPN. Head over to theshowradio.info/ProXPN and use promo code SHORAM for 20% off of your account. ProXPN is a VPN thing, right? That you put on your Windows or I'm gonna say Mac. I hope that's safe, right? Right? They do good stuff. You can put it on your phone and you can put it on your iPhone and you're protected from all the individuals who are trying to spy on your, you know, stuff, you know, invade your privacy. You don't want that. All right. Next up is Audible. Next up is Audible. Audible has over 150,000 plus audiobooks to choose from. Get your first audiobook free with a 30-day trial. Sign up today, theshowradio.info/audiobook. And, you know, I stopped recording that piece. I stopped recording, head over to this or head over to that, sign up to this and that, because after a while, you got tired of hearing it because my emotion was kind of bland, right? I mean, it was good. It saved me time, but I think it's more personal if I do it every single time on that episode, whether it's, you know, this one here and going forward or the ones I've done in the past, because it's a different emotion, different level of inflection, different things are going on in my mind right now. So the sponsor, plugs are different, you know, every single week or whatever. So definitely check out theshowradio.info/audiobook. And there's plenty of books on there, you know, but I would say if I were you, and I'm not, but if I were you, I would say definitely check out Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. You're not manipulating people, but it equips you with certain things. I don't know if you would say soft skills. It might be soft skills to talk to people better, right? To relate to people better. You know, certain things that you should do, should not do. I mean, one of the things I think the book talks about, and this is, I'm totally like, I'm not winging this because I'm usually prepared, but I don't know. Like these thoughts just come to my mind as I speak to you. So check this out, right? Do not criticize, condemn, and complain, right? A lot of people do that on social media and they wonder why their brand or their personal or whatever, it's not moving forward like they thought it should. They're not getting certain opportunities that they want to get or whatever. They're not building the relationships that they want to build. And then they wonder, well, why isn't this happening for me? Well, maybe you should stop or cease or, consider, bringing that down, right? Do not criticize, condemn, and complain, right? Do not treat people, bad. Yeah, I'm a hugger. Handshakes are dope. I do handshakes too. I do pounds or whatever it is. But if I see that there's an avenue to give a hug and it's right, then I'll give hugs. And it's for some individuals, it may be very uncomfortable because like, why is this dude who I just met hugging me, whatever. But if we've kind of built a platform where we had conversations and I feel like, discerning that it's the right thing to do, then I'll definitely go ahead and be like, yo, come here, yo, bring it in, bring it in, yo, let's give this hug and keep it moving, right? So that's one of the things that the book talks about, do not criticize, condemn, and complain. And that's definitely a great book to consider if you're trying to be better online and offline. Next up, last but not least, definitely not least, Bluehost. Built on open source technology and one of the world's largest providers of cloud-based online solutions. The show radio is powered by Bluehost. Sign up at theshowradio.info/Bluehost. Yeah, I know I'm hyped right now. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of information I want to share. And one of the things that really got my attention recently, okay, so I got a new TV. I know you don't care about that. Nobody cares that I got a new TV, but I want to share that with you. The last TV I had was 250 pounds, and I had to get it out of the house. I had to bring one of my bros over, be like, bro, bring your pickup truck because I need to get this to the dumpster. This thing is 250 pounds. I need you to get here, okay, Saturday between 9 and 12. Not 12, though. Make it like 9 and 10 because it closes at 12. So definitely come through. So he came through, helped me out with the old TV. Got that at the dumpster. The new TV is something simple. It's not anything crazy. It's a smart TV, Samsung 40-inch. I went from a 37-inch 1080i to 40-inch 1080p. It's a smart TV. I'm happy. Nothing crazy. I don't have a super TV. I don't have that, but I think it's dope. But what's happening with that is every game I play, it's like I'm seeing it for the first time. Right? Because the 1080i was only so much, but now the 1080p for me, for the first time ever in the last 2-3 weeks, I'm like, whoa, I've never seen this amount of detail on my screen before. And it's exciting. So why did I tell you that story? Because it's very recent. So got a new TV, excited about that. And I'm excited about, tech, some stuff going on in the tech scene and even the movie scene I'm excited about. I'm excited to watch, I guess maybe I could swing it this way. I'm excited to watch House of Cards on my new TV, and I did. And I'm done. I want to record a House of Cards episode recap kind of thing with somebody. Right? So I'm putting it out there. I have some individuals in mind who I know watch the show. So I'm putting it out there. Let's do this recap, okay? Because season 3 was crazy. Okay, so we definitely need to do this recording before I lose my mind. Okay, so I watch House of Cards on it, watch YouTube videos on it, calibrated it and all that stuff. So I'm excited about that. Other things I'm excited about, S6 from Samsung. That looks great. I think that's April 10th, which is not even in my notes here, but I'm excited about that. OnePlus is launching a power bank soon. I guess that's a charging thing. That should be out the week of the 17th, I think. I think that's the week it's coming out. Google actually releases a standalone PDF viewer. Okay, and if you want your Skype calls to be clear, check out this link, right, in the show notes. So you have to go to the show notes. Episode 238, theshowradio.info/238. That's where you'll find the show notes for this episode. And some individuals aren't necessarily excited about Ghostbusters having all-female cast, right? And that's due out 2016. So I saw some comments, conversations, and not necessarily controversy, but some interesting conversations about that on social media. But it is what it is. Go to the movie. You like it, you don't like it, just whatever. You leave, whatever. Daredevil coming on Netflix. I'm excited about that. That's April 10th. I think April 10th is the same day that the S6 comes out. So I'm definitely excited about that. HBO Now, a dedicated subscription service coming soon. right? Excited about that. So House of Cards, I really want to go back to House of Cards real quick. I have some stats. So please listen carefully. I definitely want to check out. Let me see. I'm looking at this, making sure everything looks good. Everything looks good. Okay, so House of Cards Season 3 is out on Netflix. Season 2 is there too. Season 1 is there. Now, for this particular season, as far as like the pirates are concerned, 681,889 illegal downloads globally in the first 24 hours, which is more than twice the tally during Season 2's launch a year ago. More importantly, 50% of the top 10 countries illegally accessing House of Cards included territories where Netflix isn't officially available. All right, go figure that. Those countries included China, tops with 60,500 downloads, Australia, India, Greece, and Poland. Notably, the number 2 destination for illegal access was the United States of America with 50,000 downloads, followed by the United Kingdom and Canada with 37,500 and 27,500 downloads, respectively. Okay, the 3 territories account for more than 70% of Netflix's global base of 59 million paid subscriptions, underscoring the reality that SVOD access alone does not guarantee universal compliance. What does that mean? What that means is whenever there's something that tells us not to do something, we are going to do it. So there'll always be pirates. Always. It's always going to happen. So I'm curious to see what the stats will be for Daredevil when that comes out. That's going to be crazy, right? And any other shows that we're anticipating on Netflix or whatever, they're always going to be pirates when it comes to those things, right? That's just the way it is. Okay, so that's it for that. So continuing in numbers, moving on to gaming news. NPD. Some people get excited about NPD. Some people don't care. Some people hate. I don't know. With such a passion, they hate, I guess, listening to numbers when it relates to NPD. What does NPD? What do they do? They give numbers. That they're the industry. I'm going to catch myself. I'm not going to say industry standard, but there's a lot of metrics that they provide that gauges, what's going on in the industry, right? Entertainment industry, which I would put gaming in there because that's a form of entertainment, right? So PlayStation 4 is still the king of the hill, if you will. Outselling Xbox One still for February's NPDs. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask sold 515,000. 515,000? Why does that sound weird to me? This includes digital copies and physical copies. Also, the 3DS sold 395,000, 515,000. Yeah, that sounds right? Units per month. 3DS sold 395 units. I don't know why the number sounds weird to me. So NPDs, those are them. Titanfall celebrates a year by making Season Pass free. Their Season Pass is free. I did download that. It was free, right? For Xbox One, that's what I grabbed it for. If you have Xbox 360 and PC, definitely grab it there. Also, Titanfall 2, the worst kept secret on the internet, goes multi-platform for the sequel of Titanfall. So people are excited about that. I wonder how excited the PlayStation 4 people, how excited they are to play Titanfall. Titanfall was awesome. It is awesome. I haven't gone back to play it recently because there's this game called Destiny, which takes up a lot of time, right? Because they set up the game in such a way where it makes you want to go back, even though you hate going back to be disappointed, especially when you're trying to get an item. It's just frustrating, but the game rewards you when you stop playing it for a while. I noticed that. Destiny will reward you when you stop playing it for a while and then you go back to it. I notice it does that a lot, and it is what it is. But still playing that. Also playing a game called Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, I can give you the review for Ori right now, and here it is, right? Which I'm definitely going to give you a real review about it. But here's the review for Ori. You better get the game, okay? This game is absolutely amazing, okay? It makes you want to cry. Now, I didn't cry. I thought about it, but I didn't cry. But this game is so emotional on so many levels. It just takes you to another level. The visuals in this game is, I don't even have a word to describe the visuals in this game. It is that good. Okay, so now if sites aren't giving it 9s, if sites aren't giving it 10s, that's them. But if you play it and you think it's a 9 and you think it's a 10, then you give it that. Okay, so if I had to review it now, if you forced me to review it now, I'd be like, you'd be out of your mind if you don't get it. Especially if you're able to get it on the console that it's on, which I believe it's the Xbox One. I'm assuming it's the Xbox One because that's what I'm playing it on. Now, if it's on any other thing, I'll double check that with facts on the actual official review when that comes out. Stay tuned, theshowradio.info/iTunes, and you'll be subscribed to the show over there. Okay, so Ori, wow. Now, that wasn't... Okay, this particular section right here for Ori wasn't even for that, to tell you how good the game is, but the game is amazing, okay? What this area is for right now is the fact that the soundtrack is out. Now, you can listen to the soundtrack on Spotify. You can actually get it on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon, I believe. So it's available, for you to check out. If you're doing something intensive that requires you to have a specific amount of focus on whatever it is, I definitely say you go on Spotify and you put Ori and the Blind Forest and you listen to that soundtrack. Okay, you'll be amazed. Beautiful soundtrack. Definitely check it out. Dead Rising Watchtower will be available on Xbox One, Xbox 360 exclusively for 1 week. That week is the 20th of March through the 26th. So definitely check that out. Now, one of the things I want to mention, I just want to park and then just scale back a little bit. This particular episode, one of the things I want to talk about specifically, when you see the actual subject line, you'd be like, why is he going back to talk about this game? I'm actually going to go back into some numbers to reflect on Modern Warfare 2. Because I still believe that Modern Warfare 2, as my screen attempts to go black again, Modern Warfare 2 is still the new black when it comes to FPS amazement, right? There's, out of all the individuals I know personally who played Modern Warfare or any FPS Call of Duties or whatever, any FPS specifically Call of Duties, the only one that I hear them reminisce about, okay, I'll be fair, the only two that I hear them reminisce about the most, okay, Modern Warfare 2 being the first, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 2 being the second. For me, Black Ops, the first one, not for me, okay? A Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so much fun. I even have some videos on YouTube about it. It's amazing. But there's this thing about Modern Warfare 2 that still is being talked about when it comes to, the Modern Warfare 2 faithful or that particular group of individuals who would love to see the game come back once again, whether it's a up-res for the next gen or whatever. This game should be revisited. Now, the numbers I'll mention later doesn't say that because of these numbers that the game should be revisited, but what it does say is that the game did well. It did really, really well, right? And they should consider bringing that back in some way, shape, or form, because they won't make money. They will print money if they do that. Now, for whatever reason they didn't do that yet, I don't know. I don't know. But so that's kind of the conversation I'll probably, expand on a little bit later on in terms of, some numbers, actual press release numbers that they released, they being Activision, right? I definitely want to talk about that a little bit as I go through the rest of this particular show. So if you're still with me, I appreciate it. Definitely hang around and we'll do that later on the show. So Jason Voorhees, I always say this, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, Voorhees or Voorhees. I don't know. Jason, that Jason guy on Friday, the 13th of March, I believe it fell on a Friday, the 13th or whatever, was confirmed in Mortal Kombat X, Street Fighter 5, Spring 2016. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, there's a little gameplay video from PAX East 2015. If you went, hope you had fun. It is what it is. Batman Arkham Knight is rated M. And it's rated M because there's some red light district stuff. There's probably some signs and stuff. There's some language that is not rated G language. So they rated it M because of those things. Definitely check the links in the show notes. And anything I mentioned in this particular show, most of the stuff that I mentioned will have links associated with them. Not the particular discourse as far as the numbers for Modern Warfare 2 and the sale numbers. That's not going to be there. That's kind of lengthy in some way, shape, or form. But what I can say is I pull that information directly from Activision press releases, right? So just know that. Be confident in that fact, okay? So it is what it is. Moving items from the vault has gotten a whole lot easier in Destiny. 20 minutes of Wolfenstein, The Old Blood, if that's your thing. Limited edition MSG5, Metal Gear Solid 5. Phantom Pain, PS4. I guess if you're interested in that, locally coming to your area, you have to ask your local SCE for that. GTA 5 will feature The Alchemist and Oh No as soundtrack. I believe that's going to be in the PC early April, give or take. Halo 3 ODST will be included in the Master Chief Collection in the near future. That's exciting to me because I really like that game. That game was fantastic. Yeah, I would say moment of silence for Halo. They're trying to get better, right? It is what it is, but I'm definitely excited about Halo 3 ODST making its way there. PS4's revision update 2.50 brings suspend and resume, 60 frames per second during share play, console-wide button remapping, and more. Definitely check that out. I hope you're still listening. Why is Homefront: The Revolution delayed? Well, Deep Silver explained, we are giving the team every opportunity to turn Homefront: The Revolution into a best-selling title. Now, I'll repeat that one more time. We are giving the team every opportunity to turn Homefront: The Revolution into isn't it supposed to be that already? That's just me. Into a best-selling title, and have set a 2016 release date to provide them the time they need to achieve this. Okay, more time, make the game better. That's absolutely fantastic. But I thought, it's just me. I'm not being mean. Just hear me out. I thought that was the goal, right? Isn't it? I don't know. Cliff Bleszinski, you know him. Gears of War, Unreal Tournament, has a new project codenamed Blue Streak, and it is built on the Unreal 4 engine. So Uncharted broke our hearts, right? Everybody's sad. Uncharted delayed to spring 2016. Now, a little history. If you're listening for the first time, this is your first episode of the show radio. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for listening to my random things that come out of my mind to this mic. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do that. I don't know why you do that, but I'm excited that you do that. It makes me feel good, right? If anything, it makes me feel good, right? So Uncharted 4 delayed to spring 2016. After spending so many years with Nathan Drake, he means a lot to the team. I'm sure he does. And telling the climactic chapter of his adventures is a task we don't take lightly. Well, when we play the game, we expect the best, right? That's what we expect when it comes to Uncharted. Now, I say this, I'm a little upset about it because not necessarily I have a PS4 right now, but what got me into the PlayStation again, because I remember having the first PlayStation a while ago, but what got me into the PlayStation again was Uncharted, because I was one of the individuals, if you're listening for the first time, I just want to share this with you, right? I was one of the individuals who hated on the PlayStation 3 for whatever reason. It made no sense. Now thinking back, I should say, because we can't look back on audio. Yeah, we can, right? Thinking back, it made no sense why I hated on the console so much. It really makes no sense because there's going to be differences. When there's competitors involved or whatever, take your pick. You pick this side, you pick that side. You pick Xbox, you pick this side. You pick Nintendo, you pick that side. Whatever the side is, there's always going to be some core competencies of all the different companies, right? What I noticed culturally for the PlayStation 3, it didn't appeal to me. I didn't know why, but it was still very attractive with what I saw. But what I was doing is I was denying it. I was denying the fact that Uncharted looked great or Uncharted 2 looked fantastic. And I think the worst mistake that I made was going to a buddy of mine was at his house, you know, in his home or whatever, and he showed me Uncharted, and I was upset. I went home mad, and I was like, you know what? Now I have to figure out how to get this stupid console because that was amazing, right? I had to be honest with myself that what I was seeing was absolutely amazing, and I needed to stop lying to myself and believing that whether I take this side or that side, the company really cares. The company cares that I'm using their product, and they could introduce me to other areas of their brand for me to use, whether it's a phone line, PC line, or whatever. But ultimately, the company is in it to make money, right? And because they're in it to make money, they have to find a way to cater to every individual's likes and what they see with the R&D, or the extensive research that goes into grabbing a particular exclusive or whatever, or a particular game or a particular accessory that's going to lure us, the consumers, to buy their product, whatever that is, right? So for me, making the mistake of going to my friend's house that day, seeing Uncharted, that messed me up. It really did. And then what ended up happening, I guess, to kind of go into the story, fast forward into the story, anonymously, someone sent me a PS3 and it came to my house, and I've been happy ever since, right? I've gotten some games for the PS3, so that's the history of that. So seeing this Uncharted thing kind of made me a little sad looking at them, like, wow, okay. So I won't get to see the videos that's going to excite me to most likely propel me into the next generation for PlayStation, right? Because I don't have the PS4 yet. But wow, it is what it is. It's a little sad, but I'm glad that they're doing that. So it says this game deserves every bit of attention to detail, precise pacing, and nuanced storytelling Naughty Dog is known for. I agree. The Last of Us, that was amazing, but it's not my game. It's not my kind of game. I didn't play Last of Us. I didn't like. I'm not a zombie guy. They're not zombies, I'm sure. They're not zombies. Whatever they are, I didn't like it. I didn't like that pacing. I'm not a zombie guy or type of zombie guy. Whatever Last of Us was, I heard it was amazing. Not for me, okay? So we've made the difficult choice of pushing the game's release date, which made everybody upset. Giving us a few extra months will make certain that Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, not only meets the team's high standards, but the high standard that gamers have come to expect from a Naughty Dog title. And that's what sold me. That's what sold me on the PlayStation. That's what I'm excited about. And that's where we are today. So I'm going to keep checking my audio, make sure everything is recording. This is real time, ladies and gentlemen. Where's this thing at? I'm looking for it. Okay, so yeah, we're still going strong. We are still doing very well. So now I'm actually stalling right now so I can actually go back to where we were. Okay, so thank you for your patience. That's what it says here. We know the extra wait will be excruciating, but you'll see it will be worth it as we reveal more about Uncharted 4 over the next year. The team at Naughty Dog will be heads down working through 2015, making sure that Nathan Drake's story gets the closure it deserves come spring 2016, right? So I'm excited about that. I know you're excited about that. Based on the videos that we saw during E3 last year, or even if they release, videos after that, whatever. But Uncharted 4 looks absolutely amazing. It's definitely a game that I would get, once the PS4 thing happens for me. And this particular post comes from Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, directors of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. So as I was saying earlier, earlier today. Well, it would be earlier today, right, in terms of time. But as I was saying earlier, when we think about Modern Warfare 2, right? Think about this game. This game got me hooked. Well, I was kind of hooked on Call of Duty 3, but this game actually got me hooked on Call of Duty until now. Now, as far as my game time on Call of Duty right now, it's not that much, I'll admit. But I will go back and play Modern Warfare 2, go back and play Modern Warfare 3, I'll go back and play Call of Duty Black Ops, and I'll probably play what's recent, Ghosts, and even Advanced Warfare. I'll play them, but there's certain, if I were to think about playtime of all the Call of Duties that I've played, I'll probably put the most time into Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 2. Those are the two that I'm sure I'll put the most time in. Outside of that, I don't think there is any other Call of Duty game that matched, those numbers in terms of hours and minutes and weeks or whatever. So what made this game so special? I don't know, but there was just something about it that was great. See, I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to have all the answers, right? And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do have all the answers. I got some numbers for you, right? That's all I have. I have my experiences of the game. I'm highly opinionated, right? Anyone who's highly opinionated either does a video thing or they do a podcast thing, right? I'm highly opinionated, right? But when I look at the game, when I look at this particular game for the next gen, should Infinity Ward do it? I mean, I guess that's the main question, and I want you to explore that with me. Should they do it? Because the game made so much money, and yeah, I know that some other, records, broke the record that it made originally, but it was printing money in 2009, right? So they should consider, even making a pack or something, like a 3-pack, maybe Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 or something like that, right? Or release it, like a lot of companies, and I'm glad this is coming to me now. A lot of companies are what they're doing. A lot of, not even just gaming companies, any industry right now is offering you some kind of value to prepare you for the next thing that they're coming out with, right? Authors right now, I said authors, right? Because reading is always great. Authors right now, specific authors or individuals who are making books, what I noticed, for example, I have two. Jeff Goins, he's coming out with a book, The Art of Work, I believe it's called. And you have Jim Palmer, who's coming out with a book called Decide, right? What they're doing with this book is they're literally giving it to you. All you have to do is pay shipping, which is like $6.95. A lot of authors will most likely follow suit. A lot of free webinars being given and stuff like that. But that's, that's like, production stuff. If that's your thing, and that may not be a thing. But as far as gaming is concerned, when you look at the industry in terms of bringing stuff from last gen to next gen and giving you value as far as like all the DLC in it, right? For you to be ready for the next thing that they're coming out. A lot of companies are doing that. I don't have all the companies in my mind right now, but the ones I could think about right now is Tomb Raider did that, right? The Definitive Edition, I think is what it's called. I think it gave you all the DLC and all the stuff that came with the game. Borderlands is getting ready to give you a whole bunch of value for the Borderlands that's coming to the next generation, right? So a lot of companies are doing that. This is not something that is foreign anymore. And whether you like it or not, it's going to make you happy for the next thing that they're going to release. It's gonna get you excited, right? So then you have Halo. They call these things, the terms that they're using, or the theme, or air quotes or whatever, is the love letter to the fans. It is a love letter to the fans. Granted, it is, but it's still something that keeps your content, your product, top of mind, so we can get ready for the next thing you're coming out with, whether it's Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, whether it's Halo, the Master Chief Collection, and you're getting ready to prepare for Halo 5, Borderlands, or to get ready for whatever next project that you're getting ready to come out with, right? So a lot of companies are doing this cycle of, this is a love letter to the fans. We love you, but check this out. Grab this, and then in a couple of months, maybe 8 to 16 months, we're going to release the next big thing, and we want you to be part of that, right? Titanfall just did that, right? They released all the DLC for Titanfall for free. You just go get it. So now they want to be top of mind to let you know that Titanfall is still awesome. The modes that you didn't want to play, or you didn't want to pay for because you didn't want to pay for the season pass, now you can go back and say, okay, this is cool. Let me go back and put my Titanfall in, get the updates, done for the system, and then just jump in and see what else is going on with Titanfall. Oh, you know what? They did a pretty nice job here. They fixed a lot of different things, and now that keeps their title, their IP, which from what I understand is the best-selling IP for Xbox One, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I read for that stat or whatever. And now that game is top of mind for you to get the next best thing, whatever that is. But back to Modern Warfare 2. So we know, and this is stuff that we know, and if we don't know this, we're gonna know this thing together. Okay, at this point, right? Modern Warfare 2 featured the music of legendary Oscar-winning composer Hans Zimmer. Now, this is all press release stuff. This stuff you can access on the internet, and you can find it, if you Google stuff, you can find it. November 12th, 2009. Modern Warfare 2 has become the biggest launch in history across all forms of entertainment, with estimated sell-through sales of 310 million in North America and the United Kingdom alone in the first 24 hours, right? Modern Warfare 2 was released on Tuesday, November 10th, to worldwide fanfare across the globe, including over 10,000 retail outlets, blah, blah, blah. Sold through approximately 4.7 million copies in just North America and the United Kingdom, according to, Activision estimates and things like that. That's November 12th, 2009. November 18, 2009, Call of Duty Modern Warfare continues to shatter theatrical box office and video game sales records for 5-day worldwide sell-through in dollars. The biggest entertainment launch in history set a new worldwide estimated 5-day sell-through record of approximately 550 million. That was November 18, 2009. We continue on. January 13, 2010, Infinity Ward's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 continues to set sell-through records across the 1 billion mark in retail sales worldwide since its launch in November, right? That's fantastic. I mean, the game did great. So, you know, it is what it is. Modern Warfare 2 stimulus package shattered Xbox Live records for more than 1 million gamers worldwide downloaded the new map pack from Activision and Infinity Ward in the first 24 hours alone, surpassing the 2.5 million mark within the first week. So now this is not to say, and here's the thing too, it is not to say that because it did those numbers, you know, you could rewind and listen to that again. This is not to say because it did those numbers that's why the game was great. Whatever formula they had in that, you know, whether it was, you know, peaches and cream, whether it was like the best bread pudding or the best oxtails with rice or whatever the best macaroni and cheese they put into that, the best donuts ever on the planet, whatever ingredients that they put into that thing, it worked, right? And we loved it, right? So the next thing is up November 18, 2010, right? November 18, 2010. What do we have? We have Call of Duty Black Ops shattered theatrical box office, book, and video game sale records for 5-day worldwide sell-through in dollars. The game established an all-new 5-day worldwide sell-through record of more than 650 million, exceeding Activision's previous 5-day worldwide record of 550 million, set by last year's, you know, you're dealing with 2009, 2010, set by last year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right? So you have that. And then the next thing you have November 20th, 2014. Since Activision created the Call of Duty franchise in 2003, franchise revenues have exceeded 10 billion. Now, what I noticed though, after around Modern Warfare 2, then Black Ops, there was kind of like, we didn't get the same style of numbers anymore in terms of 24 hours and 5 days or whatever. We didn't get those same kind of numbers anymore around after, you know, this particular period of time. The thing is, maybe it wasn't doing as well as the, you know, for the first 24 hours, it didn't shatter previous records like that from, you know, 550 million, then it shattered 650 million. It wasn't shattering like it was, you know, so we weren't getting those numbers like that for the Call of Duties that came after, you know. That's what I noticed. Maybe you have it. I don't. Okay, so you can correct me on that and flame me on that all you want, whatever. So I didn't realize that. So the last thing I saw in terms of numbers, you know, I saw this particular post created Call of Duty franchise and 2003 franchise revenues have exceeded 10 billion in sales worldwide, far exceeding box office receipts for such household movie franchises as Hunger Games, Transformers, Iron Man, Avengers combined. Okay? So, but even with all those numbers, even with everything I mentioned already in this particular episode, 239, right? Even with all those numbers, out of all the Call of Duties that I still hear individuals utter from their mouths is Modern Warfare 2. Now, to the point, what was the whole point of this discourse, this Call of Duty stuff or whatever? You may hate the franchises, whatever. It is what it is. The point, even to the point where you have individuals who create a particular petition for this thing. Now, when I first looked at the petition for this Modern Warfare 2, you can find that in the show notes. I'll definitely have it there. The cry of this petition is you have individuals wanting the game so bad that they created this petition for the Activision, you know, bigwigs at Activision and Infinity Ward to make this game, Modern Warfare 2. Now, when I first saw this particular petition, it was at 47,000 signatures. They want 200,000 signatures. Now, do petitions do anything? I don't know. I'm sure there's been successful petitions on change.org, I'm sure. I mean, if you put Robert Kotick and you put Jason West and you put in Modern Warfare 2, you'll probably find a petition, but I'll have the link in the show notes or whatever. So when I first looked at this petition a couple of weeks ago, the petition was at 47,000. Right now, the petition is at 167,148 supporters, right? They need 32,852 to get to 200,000, which is the original. I guess that's their goal. Does that do anything? And this particular individual who made this petition is in Australia. I mean, there's definitely some interesting comments here for this particular thing. I'll read a couple. Modern Warfare 2 was the best. I really want to play this game again. Modern Warfare 2 is a fond memory and brought most my friends to one game we all wanted to play. And it did that for me too. I got individuals hooked on Call of Duty because of Modern Warfare 2. Okay? Best Call of Duty game of all time, and the new ones just don't provide the same gameplay. Do you agree with that? I don't know. I guess I'll leave my thoughts. No, I won't leave my thoughts out of that. I don't think so. That pure bred gameplay that Modern Warfare 2 provides, I have not seen that ever since Modern Warfare 2. Now, you may disagree with that. That's fine. I really want to play this game again. That's mentioned. Love the game and maps. Terminal, I think Terminal was introduced in that. Definitely. Let me scroll down a little bit and see what else they're saying about this thing. COD MW2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, is no doubt the best Call of Duty there is. Imagine this game remade for PS4 and Xbox One. The graphics will be just superb. And I agree. So I still think that even in the midst of all the different FPSs that are out, you name them, Destiny, Titanfall, whatever, all shooters, Borderlands, Gears, you put all the shooters in the pot, Halo. When it comes to Twitch type shooters, it still goes to the Call of Duty franchise, the Call of Duty people. But in that Twitch type shooter genre, if you will, however you say that word, in your country and territory, in that area, in that arena, Modern Warfare 2 is the one that I always hear mentioned every single time. I remember the days of Modern Warfare 2. And this is like this is a reminisce, obviously, this particular section of this show. It's definitely something, that we hope that we receive this generation of consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or PCs, whatever PC and whatever you have on your PC or whatever. It will be fantastic to see a news from Activision or Infinity Ward, and they come out and say, you know what? We're going to res this game for the next generation console, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and it's going to be a pack. It's not only going to be one game. We're going to give you Modern Warfare 2. We're going to give you Modern Warfare 3. And, we're going to add some other things in there and make it lovely. We're going to make that thing pretty, and you're going to love it, right? And then you have another studio, because I think they branched out to 3 studios after it was all said and done for a while. I mean, correct me on that if I'm wrong. Now, I don't have the stat in front of me for that. But I think they branched out to 3 studios, right? Infinity Ward is 1, Sledgehammer is 1, and then Treyarch is 1. I think that's the setup now. I think. You'll correct me on that if I'm wrong, whatever. I think that's what it is. But it'd be amazing to see that. Right? So that's all I have for the show. I'm not going to, drag it out. I said what I needed to say. Episode 239, Modern Warfare 2 for the next gen. Should Infinity Ward do it? I still think that this game, Modern Warfare 2, is still the new black. Not Nintendo 3DS, new black, or new red, whatever they call their stuff. This game is still something that's desired and sought after of individuals from even last gen to this gen, individuals who are here in the new gen, who are hearing about it, about how awesome it was in the last gen, they want it. So definitely, if you could, Infinity Ward, if you could, Activision, definitely consider that. And that would be awesome. And this concludes this episode of the show radio, episode 239. Definitely, your support means a lot. If you listen to this show for the first time, I definitely welcome you. Definitely hang out. I really do appreciate it. If you could, it would mean a lot to me. I'm not above begging, but I'm not begging right now at this point. But I will say it will mean a lot to me if you take a few seconds, a few minutes, 10 minutes or less to go on iTunes and definitely leave a review and rating for this particular show. 5 stars are always great, so definitely support it in that way. And you can find it at theshowradio.info. Thanks for listening, guys, and until next time.
You're listening to The Show Radio. Visit our blog at theshowradio.info. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes. At The Show Radio.